Hey, is that folk music that you play there? What is that? How do you call that folk music?
I think it was Studs Terkel who asked Big Bill Brunzi, did he consider his blues music to be folk music? And Big Bill says, well, never heard no horse.
Don't hesitate. It could be your ticket to a new tomorrow.
I'm a roadman and I reckon I'll be big rig riding till eternity. Yeah, big wheels are moving just to set me free. Roadman reckon I'll be.
I got no boss,
Just my big wheel horse,
I'm riding high in a saddle.
without a care,
Hey, Mr. Shipper, just to give me your freight
and I'll get it there. I'm a roadman and I reckon I'll be big rig riding till eternity. Yeah, big wheels are moving just to set me free. Roadman reckon I'll be.
That's roll ribbons all around this land, wrapping up the packages of this roadman. Soul brothers talking over shortwave bands. What's your handle?
I'm the roadman. I'm a roadman and I reckon I'll be big rig riding till eternity. Yeah, big wheels are moving just to set me free. Roadman reckon I'll be.
Sweet little lady knows I don't roam.
Been away some, we've both been alone.
We're gonna be busy, honey, take off the phone.
Roadman are coming home. I'm a roadman and I reckon I'll be big rig riding till eternity. Yeah, big wheels are moving just to set me free. Roadman reckon I'll be. And when I die, big truck in the sky. Hey, St. Peter, I'm a lucky guy. I'm a roadman and I reckon I'll be big rig riding till eternity. Yeah, big wheels are moving just to set me free. Roadman reckon I'll be. Roadman reckon I'll be.
All right.
All right.
10-4, good buddies there.
How
How you doing?
Ralph?
Good.
This is Horses Sing None of It, folks. My name is Ralph Litwin, and you were just listening to the music of, well, John Dull and Mike Power. Or is it Dull Power or Power Dull? Do we have a name?
Well, today,
Today?
it's Dull Power.
Appearing as Dull Power.
That's right, today.
Well, nice to have you guys on the show.
Thank you.
And I reckon I've heard that song before. It's on your cassette, yes?
Yes, it is, Ralph.
Yes, it is.
And, you know, we cut cassette about a year ago now. It's moving real well.
We actually have a sample of it right here. John Dull Originals. So do you have a hand in some of the writing on any of these, Mike, or these are all John
Well,
Dull
mostly on
originals?
that particular tape, I did backup, but I have written quite a bit too.
Are we going to hear some of yours today?
You are indeed.
All right.
This came out of an experience that I had when I was taking my youngest son to a circus. And Christopher was very excited about the idea of going to this local circus, which was actually a fundraiser. And while we were sitting there in the circus, I think I went through my midlife crisis. It took about 15 minutes, but I savored it. And it was one of those circuses where they couldn't afford to have the lions and tigers, so they had puppy dogs jumping through hoops. And instead of the high trapeze, they had a lady who climbed up a rope in a gymnasium. It was in one of the local high schools. And the clown came out and he tripped, and there was a juggler and he dropped all the pins on the ground. And I sat there and I said, I had a hard week that week, and I said, this typifies my life. So this is a song I wrote about my midlife crisis, the greatest show on earth, which might also be applied to this program, which is a great show. We're in the greatest show, the greatest show. the greatest show on earth. Do you remember the circus where I took you when you were still small? How we laughed at the clowns that kept tripping up. He knew better than me how to fall. We're in the greatest show, the greatest show, the greatest show on earth.
And do you remember the juggler? How he dropped all the pins on the ground.
It seems I've been juggling all my life, but I'm still not used to that crashing sound. We're in the greatest show, the greatest show, the greatest show on earth. And do you remember the cowboy when he dropped all the pins on the ground? It seems I've been juggling all my life, but I'm still not used to that crashing sound. We're in the greatest show, the greatest show, the greatest show on earth.
And do you remember the beautiful Elaine? How she climbed up the ropes to the sky?
It seems I've been climbing up ropes all my life without ever getting too high. We're in the greatest show, the greatest show, the greatest show on earth. We're in the greatest show, the greatest show, the greatest show on earth.
All right. Hey, nice tune.
Thank you.
I'll tell you, Mike, you'll know you're in the big time when Barnum and Bailey sues you because you used their name.
Thank you.
That's when you'll know you've hit it.
I will know.
So, John, you're well known because you produce a lot of shows with big name folk acts at the in the Rutherford area, right?
Yeah, we've had the opportunity over the past few years to have some really great people in, and it's been exciting. That's where Mike and I have really started to gel together, because Mike's a real good guitarist, and so we got together and our voices seemed to match, and so we've been opening for the acts as kind of the Smothers Brothers, and now let's bring them on, and it's been very nice, a real nice opportunity, and folk people are just so good, as you know. It's
Good audience to perform for.
Good audience, good people behind stage. It's just a real pleasure,
Yeah. So you've had some of the names I remember. Richie Havens you've had, and Uncle Floyd, and Pete Seeger I think you've had there. And
Right.
So-
Peter Yarrow and Tom Chapin, Paxton. Most of the
famous folkies.
Odetta, John
yes,
McCutcheon.
Odetta. John McCutcheon.
It's
Right.
a great. So, people who are watching, look in your newspaper, and you may see that little line that says "John Doe presents" on top of some famous name, and that's and you got to show. You'll get to see these guys in the bargain too, right?
That's right.
That's it.
So we're going to take a little break now on Horses Sing None of It for a public service announcement, and we'll be right back with Dull Power. Hey, hey, Ralph Litwin back on Horses Sing None of It. I have no idea which camera I'm looking into. Oh, over there. How you doing, boys? We're going to sing a little song of my composition. It's dedicated to Delia, the teller at the local bank. Delia is a woman I give all my money. In all this time, she ain't never called me honey. Now I hear she'll marry some guy named Joe or Frank. I'm in love with Delia, a teller at the local bank. Delia, Delia, I'd like to steal ya. Here's to you on your wedding day. It may sound sappy, but I hope you'll be happy, and I'll still bring you my money anyway. Now Delia works 2 jobs, moonlighting at the grocery store. When I saw her there, I forgot what I was shopping for. Delia opened up a line so I wouldn't have to wait. At the bank and at the grocery store, I thought it must be fate. Delia, Delia, I'd like to steal ya. Here's to you on your wedding day. It may sound sappy, but I hope you'll be happy, and I'll still bring you my money anyway. Last summer, Delia wore a dress. It fell off her shoulder. There I saw a little tattoo that made me want to hold her. I want to bring Delia all my money for all my life. Long as she's working at the bank, it's okay with my wife. Delia, Delia, I'd like to steal ya. Here's to you on your wedding day. It may sound sappy, but I hope you'll be happy, and I'll still bring you my money anyway.
Ah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike and John, for helping me out on that
Horses Sing None
song.
of
It
It.
sounded really good.
Right.
Privilege.
So, enough about me. Let's talk about, what did you think of that song? No.
What do we
That was
think
a,
of you?
that was a great song, especially if we get to come back on the show.
And I understand it's true, but you need the 3-hour version of the program to tell the rest.
And she actually has a tattoo, right?
She actually has a tattoo, and actually our band played at her wedding. And she's
That's
a very
great.
nice lady. But she moved down south with her new husband, so I don't get to see her anymore.
I'm sure she's watching tonight.
Do you still give her your money, or?
No, I still go to the same bank, though. And we should once again mention how, John, you have this tape here, John Dull Originals, and we should tell folks how they can get in touch with you to find out either how they can get a hold of the tape or where they might get on your mailing list and find out where you're playing. And that telephone number would be in your best announcer voice, unlike
Area
mine.
Area code 201 438-4146.
And please don't call after the hour of.
Well, it's voicemail,
It's
and you get to
voicemail.
press all kinds of buttons. You know, it's you know,
Okay.
this is high tech folk. You know, so.
Very good. So what kind of song are you guys going to sing for us now?
Well, Ralph, we thought this one might be to your own heart, being that you know, you kind of do the Nashville scene once in a while.
Mhm.
Know some stories about you getting down there and doing your thing.
Yeah, actually, it was as a result of somebody that you introduced me to.
A fellow named Jim Halsey.
Jim Halsey, that's right. You ran a seminar where Jim came up to New Jersey and gave us all a briefing on how to
break
get-
into the music
break
business.
into the music business in Nashville. And
Yeah. And since you've been down and doing lots of things, and
yeah, I actually got to meet Garth Brooks' manager, and she gave me a very nice quote, and that was about as much as far as I got in Nashville.
well,
And therefore, let's hear the song.
well, that's what this song is about. It's Route 40 is the road that goes right into Nashville, and it's the highway of dreams as the people kind of stroll in. And one day on Route 40, I was heading towards Nashville on some other business, and actually passing by Nashville, watching Nashville pass me by, and a lot of things are going on down there that are changing the business. So it's kind of passing us by in one sense, us old folkies. Okay, so this is "And Nashville Passed By Me." I'm a passing by Nashville, and Nashville's passed by me. What with 22 writers on every song and all the jumping around on a cable TV? Whatever happened to the good old boys who told you what they feel and see? I'm a passing by Nashville, Nashville's passed by me. Route 40 was the highway to my dreams. At the end of the road was a music city heaven with all its glitter and gleam. But I missed a turn on the infra superhighway and faster than a laser beam. I'm a passing by Nashville, Nashville's passed by me. I'm a passing by Nashville, Nashville's passed by me. What with 22 riders on every song and all the jumping around on the cable TV? Whatever happened to the good old boys who told you what they feel and see? I'm a passing by Nashville, Nashville's passed by me. Hey, Mr. Producer, these songs here's my best shot.
Well, son, they got a lot, but they're not what I'm looking for.
I got a hot young actor with $1 billion contract. Well, he wiggles so well. Let me show you the door. I'm a passing by Nashville, Nashville's passed by me. What with 22 writers on every song and all the jumping around on a cable TV? Whatever happened to the good old boys who told you what they feel and see? I'm a passing by Nashville, Nashville's passed by me. I'm a passing by Nashville, Nashville's passed by me. I'm a passing by Nashville, and Nashville's passed by me.
All right, gentlemen.
All right.
Sounding good there. Thanks for letting me step in on
Oh,
that
nice
one.
harmonica.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. So there's a question I always like to find out from entertainers who come on here, which is, how did you guys individually first get turned on to being a musician? Was there some light bulb that went off in your head, some incident that you
that's a
can
good
remember?
one. Yeah. Well, I came from a big Irish family, and when I was a kid, you had to get up and sing a song, and I would hide. Didn't like that at all. And then I back in the 60s, I got a Pete Seeger record, learned to play the folk guitar with Pete Seeger. And I said, gee, that guy's got such an approachable voice. I could do that. And not that I compare myself to him, but that's what opened me up. I felt it was very inviting. And then the folk music of the 60s, the affirmation of people, that's how I got in. Sean?
Well, we had a hootenanny in high school,
Yeah.
and Bob Dylan was the only singer I'd ever heard that sang a woman's version of House of the Rising Sun, even though he was a man. So that was a little bit strange, but I figured I'd surprise the nuns. So I sang House of the Rising Sun, the prostitute version, from the stage at St. Mary's High School, and that was.
What town was this in?
In Rutherford, New Jersey.
Rutherford, New Jersey.
I'm going to be excommunicated. No, it was actually a great, great version, and I copied the Dylan version and really got into it, and the emotion of it kind of just swept me away.
All right. It's always curious, how people get into it.
It's a great question.
So, and I use it over and over again.
I'm sure. I'll have to see the reruns to find out what the other people said. Yeah.
So, what do you guys have lined up here? We have a little kind of blues thing that we're going to take it
We
out
do,
on.
yeah. And again,
This is Michael's.
a lot of folk music has something to say about hard times and struggle.
This has got the official wedding ring slide guitar here. Mike has a special wedding ring, specially designed so he could play slide guitar with it. Isn't that crazy?
So that's a technique, folks, that you have probably not seen before, but it works. So when you get married, get yourself a ring about a ½ inch thick, and you'll be all set. Well, I'm so glad trouble don't last. Trouble don't last forever. I'm so glad trouble don't last. Trouble don't last forever. I'm so glad trouble don't last. Trouble don't last forever. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hey, you got to walk that lonesome valley. You got to walk it by yourself. There's nobody here gonna walk it for you. You got to walk it by yourself. Well, now I'm so glad trouble don't last forever. I'm so glad trouble don't last forever. I'm so glad trouble don't last forever. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Take it round. Oh, won't you sit down? Oh, won't you sit down? Oh, won't you sit down? Well, I just got to heaven, got to look around. Hey, who's that yonder, dressed in blue? Must be the children that are coming through. Oh, won't you sit down? Oh, won't you sit down?
Oh, I just can't sit down.
Oh, won't you sit down?
Oh, I just can't sit down.
Well, I just got to heaven, got to look around. Hey, I'm so glad trouble don't last. Trouble don't last forever. Hey, I'm so glad trouble don't last. Trouble don't last forever. Yeah, I'm so glad trouble don't last. Trouble don't last forever. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Let's hear that harmonica. Hey, I'm so glad trouble don't last. Trouble don't last forever.
Thanks for joining us on Horses Sing None of It, fellas.
Oh,
Yeah,
thanks for
okay,
having us.
Ralph.
A
Dull
privilege.
power.
Okay. Thank you, Ralph. We're going to take
Are we
that
wrapped
out
up
with
or are
that,
we gonna?
Well, let's take it out, dear Michael.
Let's play that chorus one more time.
Okay. The whole thing?
The chorus.
Oh. Hey, I'm so glad trouble don't last forever. Hey, I'm so glad trouble don't last forever. I'm so glad trouble don't last forever. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.